Hello and happy Tuesday, everyone. So today we are reviewing. Dividing fractions. So I'll go ahead and go through one example with you. But since this is review, I think you'll be doing pretty awesome. So there is a lot of questions, but you should be doing pretty good. And if you notice, you can reduce one of the fractions before solving. You can always do that, or you can just reduce at the end. Remember, for reducing, we need to divide the numerator, top number, and the denominator, bottom number, by the same number to reduce that fraction. Okay, and also for this worksheet and the back page, we will be just doing our method of multiplying by the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse. So we will just multiply instead of divide, but we need to make sure we're flipping over the second fraction, making sure we're multiplying by the reciprocal. So that is the main method that your teachers in 7th grade and 8th grade will be wanting you to know. So we will not be doing our models. But anyways, let's go ahead and try this first one. So remember, we always want to rewrite. Oh my gosh, I just made a mistake. Let me fix that. Oops. We always want to rewrite the first fraction and make sure it's the same. Then we are putting our multiplication symbol and we're multiplying by the reciprocal. That means we flip this fraction over. So now that 10 is now the top number, numerator, and the 4 is now the denominator. Afterwards, all we have to do is multiply across. So 3 times 10, 30, 5 times 4, 20. Notice they both have a 0 in common, so that means we can divide by 10. When we divide by 10, it just drops to 0, so now we have 3 halves, and you can leave it as is, or you can write it as a mixed number. So 2 goes into 3 one time. What's left over would be 1 and a half. So either answer would be correct. Okay, circle your final answers. Go ahead and pause the video now. Solve the rest of this page. Come back and check your answers. Okay, let's go ahead and check our answers. So for number 2, the answer was 1. Number 3, the answer is either 4/3, or you can put 1 and 1/3. Number 4 is 5/6. Number 5 is 3/4. Number 6 is 16/7, or 2 and 2/7. 7 25/25. 8 8/15. 9 had a lot of work. Actually, I could have divided by a bigger number, but that's okay. That was number 9, 4/3, or 1 and 1/3. 10 is a half. 11 is 2/1, or 2. 12 is 5/4, or 1 and 1/4. 13 is a half. 14 is 36/35, or 1 and 1/35. And 15 is 5/6. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the back of this page. Okay, so we will try one together, and you may notice this says grade 5. So this is actually something you should have done in 5th grade, but we did do it again in 6th grade. So hopefully we are pros at this. But the big difference is we have a whole number and we are dividing that whole number by a fraction. So we can do the same thing as we did on the front page. We are going to multiply by the reciprocal. But the big thing that you may want to do is underneath every whole number, change it into a fraction, so put 1 underneath as the denominator. So we have 8/1 times 10/9, but we're still multiplying by the reciprocal. So 8 times 10, we will get 80, and 1 times 9, we will get 9, and then we can see if we can reduce this. So we want to see if any number will go evenly into 80 and 9. So for 9, the only factors are 1, 3, and 9. So of course 1 can go into 80, but we can't really reduce it much if we do that. 3 will not go into 80. 9 will not go into 80. Okay, so we actually can leave it as is, or we can change it into its mixed number. So how many 9s will go into 80? So there will be 8 9s And what would be left over would be 8 ninths. Circle the final answer. So go ahead and pause now. Try the rest of these problems by yourself. Come back and check your answers. Okay, let's go ahead and check our answers. So let's go ahead and work on the odd numbers and check those answers. Then we'll check our answers for the even numbers. So we did number 1 together. For number 3, the answer was 56/5, or you can change it to a mixed number, 11 and 1/5. 5 came out to 16. Most of these actually came out as a whole number, and you may notice that when you divide, you take a whole number and you divide it by a fraction. Okay, number 7, it was 27 halves, or 13 and 1/2. 9, 64/5, or 12 and 4/5. 11, 32. 13, 2. 15, 24. Let's check the even numbers. Notice a lot of whole numbers here as our answers. Number 2, the answer was 20. Number 4, the answer was 9 halves, or 4 and 1/2. 6 is 4. 8 is 10. 10 is 18. 12 is 84. 14 is 15. And 16 is 8. Okay, hope you understood that and had a nice time working on some review problems. All right, see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.